Hey, random people out there on the internet. It's time for the next installment on the loom I'm trying to create. Yesterday I did some stuff off camera. I'm kind of glad I did because I kind of screwed it up a bit, but I will share with you how I screwed it up. First of all, I used my new tool, the DeWalt plunge router, and the first time I ever used it, and there is definitely a learning curve going on here. You can figure it out, but a plunge router, a lot of settings, a lot of things that you need to know about. The one thing I didn't get right is the correct feed direction. And I've made that mistake before with routers. So if you look here, you can see this is the rotation of the blade, not the direction of the feed. So that blade is rotating like this. Let's take a look at a blade and see what that means. So if you have a blade that's pointed down like this and it's rotating like this, all right, then this is the leading cutting edge that's trying to cut the wood. All right, so you want that to dig into the wood. You don't want it to ride along the wood. If you have it go this way, it will pull the router and you can lose control. What happens when you lose control? Well, clearly you don't get what you expected. This is my piece. You can see I lost control here. I lost it again here. And then on the flip side, it called for two routing. One that is for the bolt to ride in, and the other for the slot. And again, just a little off center. My shelf isn't the way I want it to be. It's not real beautiful, but it is going to work. So let's take a look at what the next step of the project is going to be. Basically, I'm going to put two bolts in it like this. We got the star thing going on there. And I'm going to make two more pieces. Actually, it'll be more than two pieces that will make up the rest of this thing. So our bolt will go through like that. I'll be making two more pieces out of the same wood. This is pecan. And so those two pieces will slide down over the bolts like this. And then these two screw knobs will go down on it like this. So that Winona, who has asked for this, will be able to slide this up and down and change the size of the loom according to what she's trying to make. A little sticky yet, but that's going to get a little better as it gets a little bit worn in the grooves. But anyway, so this side will be fixed and this side will be able to slide back and forth with the fence that sits up here and the attachment at the top, which is going to use this all thread because she wants to wrap her threads in the grooves of the all thread up here like this. So I'm using my imagination here. It's hard to describe any better than I have, but basically I need two more pieces of pecan, some braces, and then some way to attach this in such a way that it's elevated and she can pass spools underneath it so that she can wrap her thread around, and then finally a place to attach it on the far end. So the next step, other than making those pieces, is that I want to soften some of the sharper edges on the base. I've already done that with the grooves. And sometimes you have to use low tech, which is what I did for the grooves. Basically, sandpaper and some kind of edge, and drop that sandpaper into that groove and just keep doing this. And it was enough to soften it so that there's no splinters or anything like that. You know, it's nice and smooth, so that when she's moving around on it and playing with it, she's not going to get her finger speared with a splinter. Now I want to soften the edges. I'll be using my router table for that, and we'll actually include that one on the video here. So I've already set up my router table. Since we're doing an edge profile, we really don't need the fence, because we're going to hold it right up against this bearing, and it's going to rip off this much of the edge all the way around this wood. Now, experience has told me I need to feed this way because the router's upside down. If the router was this way, you always feed to the right. But with the router upside down, it is just the opposite. We'll be feeding it like this. I'm going to do the short ends first, because what will probably happen, I'm going to do the long ends first, because what will probably happen is there will be a little bit of chip out on the end grain, and we want to control that. We'll be able to sand it down anyway, but let's see how all this plays out. Turn on my vacuum. So there we have it. Now we got a nice little chamfer edge on the edge of it. Kind of soften it again so you don't have any sharp feeling whenever you're running your finger across it. You'll notice on the edge grain though, it's always a little rougher, because edge grain of course is a little rougher on your router. That's more pronounced on this end where you can see the roughness here. So we'll take a little 220 and 120 sandpaper and get that smoothed out a little bit. Maybe even soften the edge a little bit more with the sander. So for now, that's it. We're going to go ahead and still using the same wood, which is pecan. I'm going to cut out 2 pieces for fence, a couple of triangles for some bracing for the fence, and then 2 pieces that'll go up above it to hold the all thread that we looked at earlier in place, so that it'll be upright and she'll be having the room that she needs to pass her thread back and forth between the 2 pieces of all thread. And get it marked out and try to figure out how I'm going to do it, lay it out, and then when I get that done, we'll come back and maybe we'll show you a little bit of that cutting process and getting those fences built. In the meantime, as always, thanks for everything and be safe.